Happy Tuesday, Wonder Fanatics. This is another wonderful edition of the Wonder Pod. Good morning. It's August 26th, and I'm very proud to say, Evan, my beautiful co-host, that from now until February, my mood and my entire state of being will be determined completely by other sweaty men competing in an organized effort every week.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. It happens every single year. Just a bunch of sweaty dudes piling on top of one another, depending on our mood.
Will literally correlate if I have depression or not.
Yeah, yep. And for some, we are more likely to be depressed based on other sweaty men piling on top of one another than others.
I was going to say, you being a Jets fan, you are almost guaranteed to be depressed based off of the efforts of your sweaty men.
Yeah.
Whereas the efforts of my sweaty men could result in my happiness. It could result in depression. But either way, I'm really excited to just watch 11 go on versus 11, just get it on and really like just hook up with their emotions and I don't know, just make some magic happen. Like produce something on the field that we haven't seen in a while.
Your sweaty men are just harder and faster and stronger than my sweaty men.
And your sweaty men need some help. It seems like every year. The Jets really haven't been able to get off the ground lately. So I don't know. Maybe some we'll call it a little pit stop, you know?
Yeah, and I'd be happy with some come from behind wins every now and again.
Yeah, come from behind would be great. Just it's important though that we don't blow it. That's the thing. I don't want to blow it because my sweaty men lately, last year, all they were doing, they were blowing it every week. Just so much. It's just so much catch and give, and it's just it was.
Yeah.
My sweaty men were bothering me.
Yeah. And this has been happening for the Jets, too, ever since we got rid of the missionary out of BYU. So,
yeah.
It's tough sledding over here.
Yes. Football is back, and we could not be happier. In fact, I feel like no matter how comfortable you are with your personal orientation, how you carry yourselves, how you choose to explore yourself, most every American can agree that they're very excited to see their sweaty men get it going on the field as soon as this week until February.
That's right. I don't think anybody is not excited. I mean, week 0 of college football, everybody was riled up to just watch Iowa State play Kansas State in Ireland.
Yes, we watched sweaty men overseas, so it was like sort of pay-per-view sweaty men.
Yeah. So that's how fired up we are. We'll watch anything.
That's also, I'm going to say this, that's also how bad the final weeks of the NBA playoffs were. And yet, again, how uninteresting this MLB season has been.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I'm not a baseball guy. I cannot watch baseball. I can't do it.
See, I like baseball simply because of how good or how interesting the Giants can be, but I can't just, like Giants weren't playing last night, right? I can't just, fire up the TV and watch, Orioles Rays or, D-backs Dodgers. Definitely not D-backs Dodgers. I would have a hernia if I found myself watching Dodgers baseballs for sport. But what I can do though, is I can earn rewards just for watching it using the Wunderfan app. That's right. Just when you think, oh my God, this sport can't be any more boring, the Giants can't be any more shitty. Well, that's very true, but at least you're getting paid for your time using the Wunderfan app. Watch to earn still works for baseball. Pick them to earn still works. Attend to earn if you go to a game. I think baseball games are really fun to go to. I still think that is truly like more so than football and basketball, where it is like a kind of like a date. Like you could go to a baseball game and it's this whole, the food's gonna be really good. We're gonna eat some bullshit ice cream or churros or Cracker Jacks, and I'm gonna have a hot dog with a donut in it at the Rockies game. It's just some crazy. It's like going to the fair, but
Hmm.
you look at the game, and like, if it's your team and it's like October, it's playoffs, it's totally different, very different. But like July, you might be drunk. You're gonna look at the game. You're gonna look away. You're flirting for a second, or you're talking about something. You look back. It's the eighth inning. You're like, oh shit, we gotta go. Like it just flies by if you're at the game. Very different. Football and basketball, you are locked in. If the gladiatorial match is ongoing, it is completely different.
A, a baseball game is definitely an experience too. I would rather go to a game than watch a game on TV, a
Mhm,
1000%. But
100%.
almost with football, I would rather watch Red Zone on my TV every single Sunday than go to a Jets game per se.
I also agree. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think most people aren't able because you can't sit at the 50-yard line every time.
No.
Like that is when it's like, okay, no, I want to watch it at the game because I'm in their lap, right? I'm sitting on the lap of the sweaty men. That's why I would want to watch a game at MetLife or
Hmm.
Levi's because a lot of times these venues also just suck personally.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
SoFi,
MetLife is all time bad. All
MetLife
time
is
bad.
rough and they're hosting the World Cup, which is beyond me. That just shows either incompetence in FIFA or just blatant corruption in FIFA that like somebody got paid a lot of money just to say, yes, we'll have the World Cup finals at MetLife, one of the worst standing surfaces in all of sports.
Known for injuries, even though they're replacing the turf with grass, but still known for injuries.
I mean, are you even does that bring you any sort of solace knowing that we're going to put real grass on this fake ground anyways?
It makes no sense.
No.
The players in the NFLPA and players from other teams have been begging Woody Johnson, the Giants, whatever, to
Yeah.
put grass in there. Just
Yeah.
put that's all you need to do. It's not that hard. They
There
won't do
was
it.
dude, there was a Niners Jets game about 3 or 4 years ago. This was sort of in our off year. We lost 3 dudes in one game. We
I
lost.
remember that.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was Raheem Mostert had like a 97-yard touchdown run first play of the game.
Yep, yeah, toss.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then the second, like, he was on my fantasy team. Second play of the game for him, he blows up his ACL, and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, that's horrible. And the selfish like 19-year-old side of me said, okay, well at least he got me 9.7 fantasy points, 6 points from the touchdown, a bonus. That's not bad. It's a 30-point play, and he's done. I'll take it. I'll just move around some things in my roster. I mean, completely disregarded his well-being, his career, and
Hmm.
my team. Then
Hmm.
Nick Bosa blew up his ACL, and then we
Hmm.
lost friggin' another receiver. It was like it just in like 15 minutes, gone. Just MetLife.
Yeah, it's the turf. I mean, Rogers 2 years ago too.
Yep.
There's more complaints about that.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
You lost your brand new car, or no, you lost your brand new old car.
Yeah, it was like we just bought a used like 97 Toyota Tacoma.
Oh, you got to give him more than that. It's like getting a
Okay. Okay. All
brand
right.
new
All right.
used El Camino, a Tacoma. That's like,
2004 Lamborghini. It was once good back in the day.
yes,
Won
that's good.
MVPs,
Mm.
but it's not like the most flat. It's serviceable, but it's not the most flashy thing in 2025.
Bringing out the Tacoma and comping that with
That
Rogers.
was out of pocket.
That's like Snoop Huntley, right? That's like Tyler Huntley, who
Yeah,
just
just
who
got released.
just got released. Sorry, if
Mm.
too soon. If you're listening, Huntley, you're great. I don't know if he's listening. I think we're
For
safe.
sure.
Okay, so this is a good opportunity to show off some merch. If you'll notice, Evan is wearing this really intricate hat that is actually more complicated than you think. It might just look like a mountain. It's not. Evan,
Mm.
can you explain just how simple I am to think it's just a mountain?
It is not just a mountain, but there's a mountain with a W that
Hmm.
stands for Wonder Par, and also a flag stick, of course, because you're outdoors, so you're enjoying the outdoors, and you're golfing. It is
Mm.
a part of our golf brand, Wonder Par.
Of course, that's the beautiful sister company of Wunderfan. the Sports Fan Rewards app that pays you just for being a fan. I'm wearing a Wunderfan teal hat. What is that? The future is teal. That's the San Jose Sharks logo. No, that's the San Jose Sharks like saying the future is teal. And I've
That's terrible.
never understood that because it's
That's
like
terrible.
it's a play on the future is bright, and you could also ironically say the future is dark. Teal doesn't. That means nothing to me. It just means it's constantly this, and who knows what this brings. I don't wouldn't even say this is bright. This is like piercing. Like it's
It
painful.
is, yeah, super, super, super bright. We did have the red ones. They just came in stock, correct?
Yes, they
Of
did.
that hat.
Yes.
Those I'm gonna need about 50 of them
Yeah.
in my closet.
Yeah. Merch, guys, the merch lines are phenomenal right now. Wonderfan, we're cooking with gas. The shirts we just released a ton of college football shirts right on time with iconic phrases, sayings, looks specific to your college. Not to mention, we also have just run the mill. I'm going to show a little, trying to not
Ooh,
show the nipple
ooh.
here, but yeah, we got a little Wonder Fan cap on the shirt, nice cotton tee. This is not Wonder Fan. This represents where we're going tomorrow. We are headed to a tropical paradise known as no, not quite. We're going to Tallahassee, Florida. Super excited. Never been.
Neither have I.
We will be part of Wonderfan's fabulous force, boots on the ground for the Florida State Alabama game. So excited about that. Absolutely fired up. Again, if you see us, that's only good news for you as far as, earning rewards. We're going to try to get as many people to download the app as possible. We're making content. We're just spreading the gospel about winning as a fan, even if your team loses. Because let's face it, you Seminoles might be in for a shit year. It
Shit day on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. The future, talk about the future is teal. The future is painful for you guys over there. And I think, you know, Seminoles, Knowles Nation, you guys could use some Wonder Fan. It just might be obviously that and alcohol might just be your saving grace. So, yeah, we're real fired up to be there. If you see us, don't be a stranger. We're gonna be doing contests with fans. We're gonna be running around, making content, doing all sorts of fun activities until Sunday, which will probably have no working brain cell left, and we'll just drag ourselves to the airport and get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. Late flight for me, but we'll survive.
Yeah, get this. So Evan's got crazy travel. He's got a sweet late flight Sunday, and then just less than a day later, the dude's going to be up at 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
for his
3 a.m.
honeymoon.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
I totally screwed him on the flight itinerary. That's my bad. He'll get me when I choose to pop the question to my lady in 15 years. All right, here we go. Now listen to that. All right, so in honor of us going to Tallahassee, boots on the ground in Florida State this week, we are going to do a draft of the best college towns in America, most fun, most interesting, have to be good. This draft includes team success, right? Because yes, you could have this amazing college town, but if your team is perpetually shit, what's the point? And everyone's just drinking, for the mountains or whatever, right? So I think you have to have some sort of significance or relevance or some history that you can't be all bad and be on this list. All right.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
I went first a lot of the ones last time. You want to run it first this time?
I will. I think I will. Okay. Best college town in America. And this is going to turn some heads. I'm not going to be a homer. I'm not going to say my own college town at one. I think the best college town in America is Boulder, Colorado.
Really?
Yes. Boulder, Colorado has just about everything you could ask for. First of all, it has all three sports, or actually every sport. That's one thing that bothers me is some of these great college towns that like everyone in California, they just absolutely drool over the fact of going to UC Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is an amazing school and it's right on the water. Isla Vista, the town is on a cliff. It's unreal, like time really stops there. And like people, it's so easy to have like 6, 7 years in Isla Vista. There's no football. There is no football. And everyone's like, yeah, but you have the ocean and you just sort of forget about it during the fall. And then sooner or later it's spring. It's like, oh, and they have basketball, which is cool. Basketball sucks. There's no football. And that's a real problem. That's a real issue, especially if you grow up, having Saturdays be a part of your upbringing. I think Boulder, Colorado, it has every sport. It is relevant, whether you like it or not. It's very significant. I know they're probably overhyped, but they're still good. They have history, they have great tradition. Oh my God. The town itself is beautiful. You got the Flatiron Mountains behind you in the middle of just an awesome part of Colorado. You pretty much get great weather damn near year round. It snows a little bit in the winter, so you get that too. But it's pretty comfortable weather as far as like that area goes. Great food. It's Colorado. It's clean. It's pretty healthy. People are happy. People are good looking. Because that's the other thing too. You go to some of these places that are pretty dark and tucked away, and there's not a lot of sun, right? People are pretty pasty. People, they don't really look themselves most of the year, right? They're letting their whole appearance just hang on the shoulders of going to Miami for a week just to get some color. People look good in Colorado. That people are healthy, they're happy. It is also kind of like a time slows. I'm pretty sure every person that goes to Colorado can relate. I loved visiting Colorado. I had some friends that went there. My sister went there. Colorado is an easy one for me. Best college town in America. And they could be something in football, who knows? Or they could just be just Dion's failed experiment. But regardless, we're talking about them. They're relevant.
Yeah.
Colorado
Yeah.
won. Easy call.
Okay. Colorado one. Interesting. I don't know if I would go there. For my one, I'm gonna have to do the easiest for me, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Mm,
Simply because, obviously, this is a little low-hanging fruit, but
sure.
simply because Nick Saban built such a dynasty there that football is basically Christianity
Right.
or any other religion. So every Saturday that comes around, whether you're playing at noon or 3:30 or primetime game, the entire town of Tuscaloosa, Alabama is watching that game.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no better atmosphere in a single town than the entire city is just watching that game and being a part of the game day experience.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Colorado, it's a great town, but there's some people there who just could not give a fuck less about football.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely run at every. I would say Alabama is one of the few campuses where every single member of the student body is at least thinking about football,
Hmm.
right? I mean, because you go to Colorado, you go to Oregon, another great school. You have a lot of people that football is sort of an afterthought. It isn't for most people, but not every person is geared towards football. So I guess you're as a football guy, it was an easy 1-1 for you is Alabama. I see. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Kind
for
of
sure.
I mean, kind of a crazy town, and you're in Alabama. As soon as you leave the area, it's just like, all right, now what?
Yeah, for sure. But that's what makes Tuscaloosa so great is
Sure.
because they're making something out of nothing.
I see. I see. Oh, Blake's going to kill you for that one. All right. What's your second pick?
Second pick, I'm between two here. I think I'm going to go with Miami. Simply because
Wow. Okay.
Simply because the U obviously is you have some tradition and history there.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
do.
like this, crazy, like it's natty filled town basically.
Hmm.
But what I'm thinking about this, the way I'm approaching this is things to do outside of just winning in general.
Sure.
So Tuscaloosa, we had that one,
Yeah.
but with Miami, even when you like an honorable mention for me, I won't pick them, is Hawaii again, as we
Yeah.
talked about last week.
Yep.
Okay, you lose, you still go back to beautiful weather. You're on
Hmm.
the ocean. You have celebrities all over you. You're in this beautiful city.
Yep.
The vibes are just always up.
Yep.
So that is my reasoning for going with Miami.
That's very sound logic. Yeah. That you know what that kind of that'll play. I heard that. I was surprised by that, And now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's obvious. Like that's very because Miami is one of those cities that people are going to spring break. People want to live there, and if you shove a college in there, you're truly winning every day.
Yeah, every day.
Understood.
You again, you go up to Nebraska, like we talked about. You
Right.
lose. It's snowing. It's
Yeah.
negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit. You come home and it's 75.
Yes.
You know, you're on the ocean.
All right. Well, then you're gonna be all over this pick for me. I'm gonna go with my alma mater, Bloomington, Indiana, and here you go. So you just said it. The trade off is if you lose in the middle of winter, it is a bummer. Granted, there is the element that you're going into the bars and everyone is all everyone is truly bummed together, and misery loves comfort, right? Or misery loves company. I'm sure.
Company.
I'm sure misery would love some comfort. um, but Indiana is probably pound for pound one of the more beautiful college towns in America. The city of Bloomington is kind of like Tuscaloosa, where the entire economy is resting on the success of students every year coming and spending a bunch of money. And during the summers, Bloomington is quiet. It is lifeless and it's crazy to watch. And as soon as fall rolls around, Bloomington is like a thriving major metropolitan city. It's crazy, and there's no skyscrapers. It's not. It's just there's so many thousands of people in this college town, and it's beautiful, and it's got, oh my God, the sunsets in Indiana, probably similar to Bama. It's unbelievable. Not to mention, you have all these traditions. You have a great history of basketball. So every winter, the standard of basketball is we're going to win a championship. We are trying to win a national championship. And I don't think a lot of schools can say that. Like, I think a lot of schools probably go, yeah, it'd be great if we make the tournament. Indiana, no matter what, every year is like, they think that we Hoosiers think of ourselves as blue bloods who are contending for a championship, no matter how good Kentucky and Louisville and these other guys are. And with that being said, when you're going to the games and it's minus 15 degrees when you lose, it really sucks because reality hits that you're not going to win a championship. But God damn it, when you do win those games, oh, it is something else. And you are in the snow and you are hammered beyond belief. It's crazy. Not to mention it was also really fun to go to college there. One of the better college towns in all of the Big Ten. I would confidently say that.
Mm.
And that is a true college experience, right? You ask why a California kid would go all the way to the middle of Indiana for 4 years of his life because Bloomington is that good. It's that compelling of a college town. It creates this oasis of activity. The second you leave the campus grounds, you're just in Indiana in the wild. Goodbye. No
Corn.
thanks. Yeah.
Straight corn.
Corn forever, silos, and just all sorts of villains you'd find in like a True Detective episode. But that's not important because that's not what's at stake. And
That's true.
I never left the territory of Bullington. Rarely, ever. Do I get another pick?
Yeah, another one on you.
I'm gonna go Eugene, Oregon.
Mm.
Um, because I don't want to. I was gonna say Santa Barbara, but I said all the reasons why that just doesn't work, and I'm in a very football mood right now. I Eugene, Oregon is another place, kind of like Indiana. A lot of activity, great, great bubble of relevance, and they're trying to win a championship in football and basketball. They're kind of always trying to win a championship, I guess, as well. You can't ever forget about them. Great town, great food, good looking people. You get a lot of sun in the summer, and then it's kind of like it rains a lot in Oregon, but that's later on. And then once the spring comes, the spring is beautiful. And Pacific Northwest, I think, is amazing. Pacific Northwest is truly just a nice little escape. It's quiet sometimes, and it can be spooky. Obviously, there are a lot of serial killers up there because there's a lot of isolation. So that's always in the back of my mind is what if a serial killer comes downtown? They usually don't. they usually stay away. That's what Washington's for. But yeah, for the most part, Oregon's pretty great.
Awesome. I'll agree with that. I like Oregon, and obviously, they have a strong football culture up there too.
Yes,
So
they
I'm
do.
I'm mostly basing this off of football because that's all that matters,
Yeah,
realistically.
sure.
Um, for me, my third pick, I'm gonna go with Austin, Texas.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good
You
pick.
have super strong alumni network. You have the
Hmm.
star power. Obviously, McConaughey's like basically their mascot at
Yep.
this point.
Yep.
They're in the SEC, so again, football is life. The food there is incredible. The bar scene down there is incredible. Obviously, we have a bunch of like comedians. That's becoming like the comedy capital of the world. There's so much to do down there, and I know the students get absolutely wild on game day.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, you get one more pick, and then I get a last pick, and then we'll move on.
One more pick for me. I think I'm gonna go Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That's disgusting.
Again, I've never even been to Baton
Sure.
Rouge. I've
Yeah.
been to Nolans
Hmm.
bit.
Hmm.
And if Baton Rouge is anything like New Orleans, who has a great bar scene, a bit overrated for, Bourbon Street. They have great culture, they have great people,
Hmm.
and obviously, once again, the football culture down there. Any team in the SEC, I feel like is just a great college town. And that's kind of like a given, to be completely honest. So that's my reasoning for Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Dude, I'm gonna throw a. This might be a big surprise to you. I grew up going to these games, and I think Pat McAfee is a good segue to our next topic. Pat McAfee saw this with his own eyes last year and was super surprised. Saban was surprised. Give me Berkeley, California.
Hmm.
Yes.
Nerd City.
Nerd city that turns up. Berkeley is an amazing college town. It's one of the best. It is super surprising, but if you're plugged in, if you're going to a game, the walk up to the game, there's all sorts of incredible historic bars. Top Dog, you might have heard Aaron Rodgers and McAfee talk about Top Dog
Mhm.
at length. Probably the best hot dog I've ever had. Probably one of the best hot dogs in the history of hot dogs. Um, Berkeley is a historic location for pop culture. You know, Oppenheimer, Berkeley. The whole thing was at Berkeley.
Mhm.
Civil rights movement. And it's a beautiful campus, and the stadium. Like, if Berkeley was good, like I think back to when Cal had Jared Goff, who went number one, and they did nothing with pretty much nothing with Jared Goff. If they can just be decent, that might be one of the premier destinations to go to school in America
Mm.
because it is an amazing stadium. You are sitting on like this beautiful hill in the Berkeley Hills looking over the ocean. The San Francisco Bay is right behind you. It just sneaks up on you like, damn. And it's a beautiful city. It's always sunny there. It's always sunny in Berkeley. And just as weird as you want it. It's a sneaky one. And Pat McAfee was like gawking over it last year for good reason. Berkeley's up there for me.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember game day last year.
yeah.
The fans were crazy, and they were
Yes.
making songs for Jada Knott.
Yep.
They developed a algorithm, if I
Yep.
recall.
Yep.
It was a crazy hype surrounding the game day weekend.
So you said it best. So Berkeley, they're full of nerds, and with nerds come, perseverance, work ethic, and most importantly, intelligence.
I
They're
was just gonna say
they're very smart, very clever, very crafty. All the signs were hilarious. Probably some of the best signs
that.
and the best like extracurriculars at any game day. Because you go to Bama, it's just like like you just write LSU, just LSU chicks are ugly. Or you just write like I don't know, Coach O is fat, like just like pretty numbing,
Run of the
mindless,
mill.
run of the mill signs. And I'm not trying to pick on that region as a whole, but they're no Berkeley as far as intelligence goes, right? You didn't get into Alabama for your grades. So you're definitely in a new realm of thought. With that comes some incredibly innovative things such as the algorithm. They
Hmm.
literally force their way onto game day. They create such a presence on Twitter that game day had no choice because that was like a pretty sleepy week. Miami was
Yeah.
ranked. You had Cam Ward trying to win a Heisman. Cal's never had game day. So
Nope.
it's like, yeah. And by the way, would not surprise me at all if they get another game day this year because of how McAfee is kind of a creature of habit. And McAfee would loved how he was heralded there. Like McAfee every year, he's got to go to South Carolina just so he could do his game Cox bit every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
to South Carolina for that. They'll probably do it again this year. Even if South Carolina sucks, I bet you he goes
They
back to
will.
Berkeley. I bet you he goes back to Berkeley this year.
And I enjoy that. I enjoy the smaller schools or the lesser known schools that they give attention to.
Yeah, it's sick. And speaking of Pat McAfee, now's a great opportunity for a 3D tour of the Wunderfan app. Obviously, we have an actual game day happening this week. There are things you could wager on that aren't even in the game. For example, will Pat McAfee curse on national television during college game day? A great question, usually amounts to nothing but pure entertainment for the viewer. Well, if Pat McAfee curses and you guess correctly about him doing it, you can win Wonder. You can actually earn cash rewards just for being right. Same thing if oh, this is free money. Will Lee
Free.
Corso put on a mascot helmet at college game day? Obviously, he's oh well, yeah,
No, no, I'm saying it's stupid that we're even
yeah.
offering that.
I was gonna say because does Texas have? But Texas does have a mascot head. Both
Yep.
the but both Ohio State and Texas both have mascots. So he's going to do it. It's
Oh.
his last. It's a
Mhm.
ceremonial
Mhm.
conclusion to this great run he's had on college game day. He's obviously going to put on a mascot head. So this is a lock.
What mascot head do you think he's gonna put on?
I think he's going to put on the Texas one. I
I
think he's
totally agree.
I think he because it's in Ohio State, right? So he's
Hmm.
gonna he's I think we're gonna see a classic Lee Corso. I think he's gonna hit a not so fast, right?
Hmm.
So you have I bet you all like Desmond Reese. I bet you every single person goes Texas and or mostly Texas.
Yep.
And I bet you he's going to hit a not so fast, get the Ohio State fans riled up because they're
Hmm.
like, here we go. It's his
Yep.
last ever call. He's going to like get the band going because Ohio State has that famous band. I can't stand those guys, corny pricks. They got the band going and he's like, this is my last call ever. Why not do it in a premier college football paradise? They just won the national championship. Give me that hat. And it's the Texas Longhorns
For
mascot
sure.
head, and the crowd erupts into a ceremonial boo to send him off to the sunsets. That would be a perfect end to the Lee Corso saga at game day.
I think he just released the script.
You think
Like
so?
that's exactly what's gonna happen. We're
I'm,
gonna come Saturday. We're gonna be watching this as we prepare to go to the game.
yep.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
I should probably cut the wire I'm wearing for Disney right now, right? Because
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Bob
yeah.
Seger, he's not gonna be happy with you.
Hey, made it 10-4.
Bob.
So that's obviously a lock. These are all things you could wager on the WonderFan Pick'ems page, by the way.
Mhm.
Will Lee Corso say not so fast? Lock. Has to. Will Lee Corso put on a mascot head? Lock. He has to. Will McAfee curse? Why would he not? This is, I mean, it's the first game day. It's Corso's last. There's too much on the line for him to be buttoned up. God.
I-
And by,
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
you don't think he's going to curse?
I know the execs definitely aren't happy with him when he says fuck or shit on the podcast. So I'd imagine he's getting some sort of like pushback against that.
But
But it is
it's
McAfee at the same time, and people love it. So
that's
maybe it's like a ploy.
but that's why people watch too, though. Like, and they live for the Wizard of Oz man behind the curtain drama of him saying, "Yeah, the execs hate me right now, but fuck it, let's ride." Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
his whole brand, and that's why millions of people are. I mean, that's why the wave of McAfee is working. And by the way, I want to say this about McAfee real quick. I'm a big McAfee on game day guy. I love McAfee on game day. I think it's honestly a match made in heaven. And, there's a lot of people that are like, I need less McAfee. I want less McAfee. If I see any McAfee on red zone or any McAfee here, like, I'm going to lose it. And I'm not going to like entertain those because there is some validity to some of the stuff they're saying as of like overexposure. But McAfee on game day is the perfect combination. You have the chaos that is college football. People throwing quesadillas on the turf. You got a mascot is a rooster, the Gamecocks. And you're telling me you want just this buttoned up suit and tie show that we're being respectful and someone's going to say, gosh darn heck. No, I want McAfee shoehorning the word cock any way he can in the South Carolina game day experience. I want it all. And for people that are just over McAfee on game day, get over yourself. He's perfect. This is exactly what college football is. If you want boring, you want run of the mill, watch High Noon on Fox. They brought Portnoy in there just to make it interesting. He's banned from Ohio State, by the way, so that'll be interesting. He can't even cover the game that they're going to be at. So that's something that should tell you everything you know about that. Yeah, I'm pretty defensive of McAfee because I will say there was a noticeable dip. It's because Corso was getting old, and you got him. He's going to retire, and I love Herbie. Herbie's great, but I think he got revitalized by McAfee. I think Herbie alone, just sort of as Corso's caretaker. As soon as Corso's gone, it's just Herbie up there and Reese Davis and Desmond. Like McAfee is the spicy sauce, the glue that has a kick. You need him. You need him. It's perfect. Future is great.
I'm totally with you there. The people who think that McAfee's too much are just they're boomers. Basically.
Yeah.
Like, how are you not going to be pissing yourself laughing when they're doing the field goal kick competition and this guy kicks a field goal and it's 50 yards to the right and he tells the guy he fucking sucks?
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than that. Or like, and what people don't understand is like people don't understand media these days. It's all for clipping and engagement and stuff. It's not just what you're seeing on the screen right at that second. Whatever they can put online from a clip and it can get millions of views, that's what these networks want. And McAfee's just he's a factory to that.
He's a walking engagement. He's just a massive amount of eyeballs no matter what he does. And you're a dinosaur if you think McAfee is bad for television because he's exactly what college football needs. He needs a bull in a china shop. I get so frustrated with college football purists who are like NIL is ruining the game and they go and because there is some truth to the lack of oversight, but if you have a committee of chaos, wouldn't you want the leader, the face of this committee of chaos to be an agent of chaos like McAfee?
Obviously.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's the perfect representation of college football where anything can happen at any given moment.
Anything can happen at any given moment, at any given tailgate. That's all college football as well. We're going to wrap the show here on a draft of the best items to consume at a tailgate in honor of us being at Florida State this weekend. I'm sure many of these items will be in my belly, consumed or in my veins by the time Saturday night is over because I love tailgates. Evan, I know you love tailgates. This is going to be if you guys have tailgates at Florida State, you best let us know. I mean, we'll smell them out anyways. We're like bloodhounds out there, but it'd be more fun to be invited, right?
Yeah.
This is us asking for an invite, as awful as that sounds. So yeah, do with that what you will, listener. Okay, Evan, you're up first. We'll do this quick. Each of us just get 3 picks. What is the best item to consume at a tailgate?
The only reasonable 1-1 overall has to be a hot dog. It has to be a hot dog.
That is not what I thought you were gonna say. Whoa!
I know where you're going with this.
Everyone knows where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going with this, but there's 2 different discrepancies we have here between there's a food and there's a drink.
Sure.
There's an obvious 1-1 drink, and there's an obvious 1-1 food. The 1-1 food for me, I have to go. What is a tailgate without food?
I don't know if that's even the 1-1 food at a tailgate.
You're crazy.
I don't know if I am. Okay, so I guess the draft's still wide open for me. I get two picks. This is really easy for me. Obviously, I'm going to take beer
There
with
you
the
go.
first one, not
Yep.
because I'm an alcoholic, but because I'm a normal citizen who appreciates the click of the open that the beer makes. It sort of wakes you up. It's like, oh, I'm here. I'm at the right place. You could even do that with a Sprite can. It's like, the like the just the you're opening up possibility is what you're opening up. And as soon as it hits your lips, it's literally like sex.
Mm.
But without any problems that sex could bring you. It is quite just I mean, it's kicking off an afternoon of wonder. And there's refreshments that comes with it. And who knows, maybe one beer turns into two or three, or maybe it turns into a really good idea, or a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's to
Yeah.
me is my 1-1. But
Beer is notorious for good ideas, turning
it
into good ideas.
has to. But you said hot dog. I think tailgating is about food as well. And I think every college tradition has their own, like you go to Louisiana, it's like you got the gumbo, or you got, your jambalaya or whatever, you got a big melting pot. You go more in the Midwest, it's ribs, it's wings in Buffalo, it's hot dogs in most places. But for me, a good tailgate usually means you're starting in the morning.
Mm.
And
Okay.
there's nothing quite like kegs and eggs. And if you're tailgating and you got someone doing breakfast, specifically you see fried eggs and bacon and hash browns on a grill
Oh.
paired with a beer,
Mm.
come on.
Mm.
And You
That is
left the
that is a great pick.
you left the draft wide open. I had to. I had to.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
My two, my two. I'm gonna go with any type of liquor within moderation. So my thesis behind hot dog first is liquor can get it's a slippery slope, you know.
Hmm.
So if you're drinking rum and cokes or vodka sprites or old fashions all morning, you're not going to remember even watching the football game that you went to.
Hmm.
But there is nothing better to me than, let's say, a vodka sprite or a mixie or a screwdriver
Mm.
before a game, and just enough to get you on the level that you need to be,
Sure.
but not the level where you're like, holy shit, what is my name? You know,
Right. Right.
so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with liquor there.
Yeah, that's sound. That logic is sound because it's sort of it might take you a few more with beer, right? It might take you longer. You might get fuller. You might be packing more weight going into the stadium. That's tough getting up to the seat. I've been there, and
Mm,
a screwdriver is more with less,
mm.
and it's very social. And if you do want to have one more, it's like okay, this is going to be one hell of a game, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
with
I
you.
mean, I would say beer first over liquor for sure every day of the week, just because the essence of a tailgate is to drink as much as humanly possible. So with kegs or with cans or whatever, it's more feasible to do that.
Hmm.
But whereas liquor, you got to pace yourself, which is not the best.
All right, you have
Uh,
another pick.
yeah, I'm gonna be playing the heel here. So I played the heel on my first pick. I'm gonna play it on this pick too.
Okay.
Water,
Oh my
water.
God, that was my pick.
No
No.
way.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
it
Oh,
has to
you
be
son
water.
of a bitch.
Again, we're talking about
Yep.
pacing. We're
Yep.
talking about having a good time. We're talking about remembering the game. You have to mix in a water. It's just
Ah,
necessary that you do so, or else the next day you're going to wake up, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to say you're never going to do that again and do the same exact thing next weekend when you could have a lot more fun if you just mixed in a water or two.
I'm pissed because I was supposed to be the fastball. I was supposed to be Mr. Oh, you can't hit this pitch. That was my pick. But I'm also pissed that you dumped that off after just hot dog and liquor. I mean, I'm pissed that you went, I'm gonna be It's obvious. It's hot dog. Not obvious. Liquor, great choice. And then you just come out with this water. Oh, okay. Well, now it's okay.
Uh,
All right. I
yep.
guess.
Unpredictable. I'm
Yeah,
unpredictable.
you are. Okay. That leaves me with, again, the whole draft. Oh, I thought I had the best draft ever with water. Mm, okay. Let's walk through this one then. Food. We talked about this already. What's the best? It's to consume. I think there are a handful of extracurricular stuff I definitely can't say on this podcast, but I can say, oh,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. How about a Red Bull?
Mm. Oh,
Yeah,
good pick.
yeah.
Good pick.
So, and this is and this goes in a couple different ways. And listener, I hope we didn't give you just a concoction list of stuff to do. Don't do all this at once, listener.
You'll
This is a
die.
this you'll die. This is a draft. Remember, this is things you can do separately, maybe only a couple of them.
Mm.
But some of these games are long.
Mm.
Some of these tailgating days are long. You know, I just mentioned kegs and eggs. You're starting in the morning.
Yeah.
Most of these games, if they're not at noon, they're at 3, sometimes 6. It's a
Mm.
long day.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, there are things you can consume that give you energy, which can also really kill you. And so we don't want to talk about those. But Red Bull, for the most part, just gives you wings.
Mm.
And we talked about no free plugs, but
There you go.
there you go.
There you go.
I think Red Bull is it also you could, little Red Bull vodka. That's great.
Mm. Mm.
Not to mention if you just need just a little, I mean, a smelling salt is a little extreme. Smelling
Yeah.
salt is, and it's rare. Like if you just have smelling salts on you, like
It's weird.
I have a few more questions.
Yeah.
But
Why do you have that with you?
Right. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna be too, I guess, investigative at that second because I'm like, oh my god, yes. But like moments after, if your whole party trick is you're the smelling salts guy, that's weird. I would prefer if you like, no, like it was in my car. I'm actually a team doctor. I'm just enjoying this or whatever. Or I forgot I had them in my pocket from
Yeah.
last
Good
night.
rationale. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was last night? I don't know. I just needed the energy. Okay. Smelling salts is smelling salts. If you have them, great, but most people don't. So just go to Rite Aid or CVS and get a thing of Red Bull. That would be
Yeah. Yeah. Because a Red Bull's actually a better pick there than like coffee.
yeah.
So if you're playing at noon, acceptable. But anytime afternoon, that's not really an acceptable time for a coffee.
Yeah.
Especially if you're drinking.
Yeah, yeah. Your stomach's gonna have questions for you if you fuse coffee with drinking without water. That is
without water. Yeah.
that's a chemical reactive for hell. But Red Bull, you get wings.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect combo.
That concludes our draft. That also concludes our show. A lot shorter than the last one. We're still trying to get these under time, folks. Bear with us as we're we're new to this side of the long form for Wunderfan. But yes, we will see you. You'll see us always on socials, but we will be in Tallahassee as soon as Wednesday, tomorrow. And boy, we are fired up. This is going to be so much fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have content for 3 years after this.
I also think I'm not going to officially say who I think will win the game just yet, but spoiler, it's not who you think. It's not who you think. I think Florida State's going to win.
No way.
Yeah, I do.
No way.
I bet you they win. And I bet you we're going to see one of the craziest days ever. That's what I think. Yeah.
We might have to have a bet. We might have to have a bet on
We
this.
might just have to have a little friendly wager, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in, and Evan, we will see you soon.
Yep. See you tomorrow.